Please welcome to the stage, Andrew Collin!
We're going for Kevin, huh? I'm Jewish, and I'm from the South, though, and yeah, woo, woo. I'm from, I don't know, I was like, where I was from, though, there was like no Jewish kids, you know. I was one of two Jewish kids in my grade. It was just me and Lisa Canarak. And the kids, they call me like fun nicknames, you know, like Jew boy, bagel boy, your family runs the media boy. And I felt very out of place, you know, like, and I think it didn't help me with women. I always felt like an outcast, kind of. And I also, in high school, like, I don't know, like, I was very afraid of STDs. I'm a horrible hypochondriac. Like, when I was a senior, I got an AIDS test when I was still a virgin. And the doctor's like, how many sexual partners have you had? And I'm like, none. He's like, well, what are you doing here? I was like, well, doc, I fingered a girl and I bite my nails. I'm okay. I'm good. It turns out I was okay. I was barely. So like, I don't know. Like I never had a girlfriend in high school. Like I was afraid of the STDs, and I felt out of place. And I was like, if I could just go to college and I could start new, I could be a new man. Who knows? Who would I? Maybe I could change my name to Paul. I don't know. I could just do whatever I wanted. Like I was so excited about college and like where I could go and I could feel like I could like fit in, you know. So like I don't know, and I could lose my virginity. Like that was like the two things. It had nothing to do with academics. Like you know, I don't know a lot of big words, is what I'm saying. Like I'm not that smart. But I was like, if I could just go, and I went and I visited my brother at Tulane in New Orleans. And yeah, some people went there?
Yes.
Oh yeah, what year?
14.
Okay, I'm way older than you. You allowed in here? That's great. Okay, so whatever. So I'm excited to go New Orleans. I'm like, oh my God, like this is it. Like Tulane's also known as Jew Lane, so that like got me in. I was like, all right, that's one check mark, and I'm all excited, right? Like I'm in New Orleans. Like I'm from like a small town. I'm in New Orleans. I got my favorite shirt on. It was from the Gap, you know. It was blue and it was tucked in, a big brown belt. I got Banaka in my front pocket. I had 4 condoms in my back pocket, like. Yeah, like a 3-pack plus one. I was like, this is gonna happen, you know? But I was also like, you know, just in case, you know? And it's probably a little too much. And I'm sitting there and I'm in my brother went to Tulane, he was a junior. And I'm sitting there and I'm sitting next to his roommate. And his roommate's this 28-year-old guy who happened to be in law school at Tulane. And I found out earlier that before I came, that he was a Navy SEAL. Or he used to be, he's an ex-Navy SEAL. And he had like these real dark eyes, and like he's seen some shit, you know. And I was like, oh my God, you're a Navy SEAL. That's so cool. You know. He's like, you want to see something? I was like, yeah. And he's like, and he opens up this closet. I call it the closet of death. There was guns, there were knives, there was camo, there were medals, and there was a bulletproof vest. And I was like, oh my God, dude, you got a bulletproof vest? That's so cool. He's like, you want to try it on? I'm like, yeah. And I tried a vest on. And he takes a knife out of his pocket and he goes, look, it's knife proof. And he looks at me and he goes, I think I stabbed you. And I go, you think, motherfucker? And I take the vest off and blood is just shooting out my chest like a volcano. And right away I think I'm gonna die in the most ironic way possible. Getting stabbed with a bulletproof vest on. So he has me take off my favorite Gap shirt, which I was very upset, that now has a hole in it. And I didn't bring another one, so I was upset. You know, so he takes it off and he plugs the wound with my Gap shirt. And my brother comes out and he's like, holy shit. He goes, get in the Wrangler. So we get in the Wrangler. Oh, and this Wrangler was bad, boy. Like big mud tires, like a roll bar, like it's awesome, you know. So I'm bleeding to death in this awesome Wrangler. And I'm trying to like, I don't know, like my stomach muscle is like cramping, you know, and like I don't know. I think I'm gonna die. Like all I know about like biology is like the Star Spangled Banner is like here, and that's where I got stabbed. So I just think my heart is just shooting blood, you know? And also I'm thinking like I'm gonna die a virgin, and like these are like the thoughts like are going like I wish I had like these big thoughts, you know, when you're gonna die, you know, like what am I gonna do? I never accomplished this, and all I thought was like I'm gonna die and they're gonna find 4 condoms in my back pocket, and it's gonna be so fucking embarrassing, you know. So I'm having all these thoughts. I'm thinking I'm gonna die. I'm like I can't breathe. Like my stomach muscles like cramping, and I get to the ER. And they let me go through because I have blood I look like Carrie from the movie Carrie, you know, I have just blood all over me. And they let me through, and so first they go, they think my lung is collapsed. Turns out your heart is not there. Like, whatever, just a little biology for you guys, you know? Your heart isn't over here. So your lung is, though. I didn't even know it went up there, but whatever. So, and they're like, we think his lung is collapsed. So they give me a Valium to relax my stomach muscle. And now I could like, I feel like the pain in my chest, and it's like going all the way down my arm, and it's like unbearable. So they give me Demerol. And I don't know if you ever had Demerol. It's like this like insane painkiller. And I take it, and I swear within minutes, I was just like, ooh, oh, who needs a lung? Throw another lung in there. Lung it up, boys. We're in New Orleans. Ooh, we're in Mardi Gras, you know? Down in the quarter. You know what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. So I'm just like, whatever, you know? And so then, so they come back and they go, look, we looked at the x-ray, your lung is not collapsed, but we got to keep you here for 6 hours to make sure. I was like, whatever, dude. Yeah, I'll hang here, get some beads, whatever, you know? And, but I'm like kind of like going like, I'm still fucked up, you know? And like, I close my eyes and I open my eyes and I swear to you, the Navy SEAL that stabbed me is in my face. And he goes, you gotta tell the cops that you stabbed yourself. And all that like, woo, I was like, what? What? I haven't even taken improv yet. I was like, what do I say, you know? Like, I was like, what do I do, you know? And he's like, you gotta, and like, I swear, right when the cop comes in, this big New Orleans cop, and he stomps in, and I was like, what do I, and he goes, and the cop's like, well, what happened here? And I was like, well, I was playing with a knife, and a dog, a big dog, jumped on me and I stabbed myself. And the cop looked at me and he goes, all right, have a good weekend. Like there was no paperwork, right? He didn't like, was it a Labradoodle? Like what happened, you know? What was it? What did he look like? I was like, I don't know, it was a Shih Tzu, it was a Navy SEAL. No, whatever. So I didn't tell me like, so he just leaves. And I'm like, I ratted out the dog. That's pretty fucked up, but whatever. He'll get over it. And so then I'm sitting there again, and a nun comes in the room, and like this little like 4'10" nun, she's standing there in the hallway, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this my last rites? Am I dying? Like, I don't. And she got closer and closer, and like she looked like the girls from The Shining. Like she was just like very like, and I was really fucked up, and she got real close, and I just looked at her. I go, I'm Jewish. I don't need your help. I'm Jewish. Like I turned into my grandma Thelma. I was just like, I'm Jewish. I got a little indigestion. Like whatever. So she leaves, and then like my brother goes to me. He's like, he takes me and gets like real low voice, and he goes to me. He's like, look, you know, I talked to the doctor, and he said that you can get a stitching where the scar is in the shape of a Playboy bunny. I was like, cool, yeah, that's awesome. Back in New Orleans. Back in the quarter, baby. So I go to him and I was like, I go to the doctor. I was like, hey, doc, I want that Playboy bunny scar. He goes, well, what the hell are you talking about? Like my brother, like I just got stabbed with a fucking bulletproof vest on, and my brother's like, oh, I can finally do the old Playboy bunny prank, you know? It was fucking ridiculous. So 6 hours went up, I get stitched up, we get back in the Badass Wrangler, and my brother's like, hey, you wanna go check out this band I manage? I was like, yeah, Dan, that's what I want to fucking do after getting stabbed with a bulletproof vest. I want to go check out some cover band that plays fucking the Gin Blossoms. So we go to the concert, and And I swear, you're not gonna believe me, but I swear to God, the lead guitar is the Navy SEAL that stabbed me. I swear. I left that, like, I knew he was going to the show earlier, but like he's up there and he's like, he sees me walk in a different Gap shirt, and he's like, "Hey man, sorry about the accident." And I was like, "Again, I don't think it was an accident. Like, you just stabbed me, bro." Like, he's like, "Well, I want to dedicate a song to you." And he like played, I don't even know what I don't know, he played like Shot to Your Heart. I don't know what he played. But I felt better. I really did. I was like, "Thanks, man. That means a lot, you know?" So I go home, and I wake up the next day, and I go to this party the next day, and it's like this fraternity party, and I'm downstairs, and it's like a paint mixer, and you get like naked, and you throw like paint all over each other. And I'm like, it's perfect for me, because like I take my shirt off, I'm like, "Look, I got stabbed." Like, how fucking badass. And it turns out like women dig it if you get like a nice stab wound, you know? And this girl like came up to me and she's like, "Oh my God, you got stabbed?" I was like, "Yeah, I got fucking stabbed. Yeah, I'm a senior in high school, but might as well be a senior in college, you know?" And she's like, "Oh my God," you know. And so then we go home together, and I'm dropping her off, and I make out with her, and I don't go upstairs. I'm still afraid of STDs, and I really was. Like, she was like this, like college, like a junior in college. It's like, I don't know, she might have been with 3 people. Oh no, you know, like you have like a weird warped sense. So I don't go upstairs, but I'm walking back and I'm like, you know what? Tulane is the school for me, you know? Like, I met a beautiful woman, you know, and I enrolled in the fall. And I was like, it could only go uphill from there, you know? And it didn't, like, it didn't at all. Those are a lot more other stories, but 4 months later, I found out he was never a Navy SEAL. I swear, he made it all up. He had the medals. He was like John Hamm from Mad Men. Like, he just made it all up. Like, the medals, the camo, like the guns, the knife. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was such a mind fuck, because I was like, I don't know, like, when you get stabbed, I'm like, I want revenge, you know? Like, I want to fucking, like, I want to redeem myself, you know? And, but he was a Navy SEAL, so I was like, I can't fight a Navy SEAL. But it turns out he's just some, like, shitty lawyer named Jeff. And I was like, I could beat up Jeff. I could beat the shit out of Jeff. So then I killed Jeff. No. That's pretty much the end of the story. All right, thank you so much.